Rodney Kite Powell, and I'm an historian at Tampa Bay History Center. Vicente Martinez Ybor and Ignacio Aya both owned cigar factories in Cuba and in Key West. And so in the 1880s, particularly Mr. Ybor, they were both looking for a new location in the United States to produce cigars. And they looked at several different cities along the Gulf Coast. Mr. Ybor came to Tampa in October of 1885, so 140 years ago. And Ybor bought 40 acres in what is now known as Ybor City. But that really is the beginnings of the cigar industry in Tampa.
My name is Drew Newman, and I'm the oldest member of the fourth generation of J.C. Newman Cigar Company in Tampa. My great-grandfather, J.C. Newman, came to America in 1888 in search of the American dream. And so even today, 140 years later, the legacy of the cigar industry is so strong and still persists here in Ybor City. It's the industry that built our community more than 100 years ago and caused immigrants from all around the world to come to Tampa and move their families and build their lives here.
And not only was the tobacco for the cigars coming from Cuba, the labor for cigar manufacturing also came from Cuba. So you have this really intense kind of old world handmade craft work, but in very large scale factories, which was a bit of an anomaly. And again, that skilled labor had to come from where they already had the training. And for the most part, that was Cuba. So that's why you saw this huge influx of Cuban immigrants, Cubans and Afro-Cubans, so white Cubans and black Cubans. And a lot of the cigar manufacturers, the owners of the factories, and the management of the factories were Spanish or of Spanish descent. So you had that new connection to this country, to Spain.
My great-grandfather became a cigar maker, starting at the bottom as an apprentice, sweeping the floors, getting coffee, slowly learning the art, the craft, the tradition of rolling cigars with his hands. And so on May 5th, 1895, my great-grandfather founded our company, and 4 generations and 130 years later, we are proud to continue rolling cigars by hand, just like my great-grandfather did 130 years ago.
But it wasn't just the business that came, it was the cultures. You have the Cubans and Afro-Cubans, you've got Spaniards, and then Sicilians began arriving. And those different cultures made Tampa a city like really no other in the South. And we see that playing out again in all kinds of cultural aspects today, whether again it's dance or it's even language, but certainly in food and architecture.
Walking the brick streets of Ybor City, you just feel its history. You can smell it. You can see the chickens, you can smell the cigars, smell the coffee, and just really embody this wonderful part of our community that makes Tampa so unique.
I think the future of Ybor City potentially is pretty bright. There's a really well-known historian named Gary Mormino who did a lot of work in Ybor City in the 1980s. And he has often said, you know, every generation has their own Ybor City. And we're right now, I think, seeing the beginning of what that next generation's Ybor City is going to be.
In the past decade, there's been a tremendous amount of investment, of new people moving in, living in Ybor City, bringing artists and creatives and new small businesses. There's been a resurgence of Ybor City, and it's so exciting to see.
You can see the spirit of Ybor City and what the efforts of Vicente Martinez Ybor and Ignacio Aya and so many others, what they brought to this city.
My family, we are cigar makers. We're rolling cigars today the same way that my great-grandfather did 100 years ago, but we also feel that we're ambassadors for Ybor City, for the city of Tampa, sharing the story and the origin of our community and all the people, the culture, the food, the language, the heritage, the traditions, everything that embodies Ybor City in Tampa's earliest days, we are able to share with people from around the world, and it's an incredible privilege, and I'm so grateful to be able to do it.